Chef/owner Joshua Stone King is here. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. You kind of nodding your head a lot with what was being talked about with your relationship with McFarling. It's true. It's more than just dropping off a list of what you need, right?
Right. Yeah, we rely on them to bring the food that we eventually turn into meals for our customers. So, I mean, it's a process.
It's a relationship too, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Talk to me about horseradish coleslaw.
Well, horseradish coleslaw was a recipe that I created years and years ago, and used it at barbecues, family functions, things like that. And the reason why I like horseradish coleslaw, or horseradish in the coleslaw, is because we're talking brisket, we're talking ribs, we're talking pork shoulder, we're talking big smoky flavors, we're talking big cuts of meat, lots of fat, and sometimes it's nice to have something lighter, and, to go with something that's fatty. So the horseradish pairs well. You've had, I'm sure, prime rib with horseradish sauce. So we incorporate the horseradish into the coleslaw. It pairs really nicely with the brisket. Pairs really nice. I love it on top of sandwiches, which we're going to show a little bit later.
Versatile, yeah.
And it's also really easy to make.
Okay.
And it's just it's funny how you can just add one simple ingredient to a classic dish, and it just automatically takes it to the next level.
Yeah.
So, and I know that I submitted a recipe for this, so everybody can make this at home.
Yeah, but they're not going to. They're going to go take out.
Right. And so typically, you go to the grocery store, a lot of times you find coleslaw mix. It's already prepared, and it's got the dressing in there. But I'm going to show you it's super easy with ingredients you have around your house already to make a great coleslaw dressing. And my special tip is for this dish is make it a day ahead of time. Don't be afraid to make this ahead of time.
Okay.
Keep it in the fridge overnight, or at least several hours before you're going to serve it. Because what happens is the salt and the sugar in the coleslaw will actually help release some of the juices and water out of the cabbage.
That's where the science comes in.
Yes. So we're going to start with some mayonnaise. And we actually, most of these products here today, we get directly from McFarling Foods. We've got our prepared horseradish. You can shred your own, but a lot of times at the grocery store, I've noticed that when you buy fresh horseradish, you can't guarantee how strong it's going to be.
Oh, you're not, yeah.
So I like the consistency in the prepared horseradish. We got a little Dijon mustard here we're going to throw in our dressing. And we've got some all-natural maple syrup. And we've got our sugar. And that's kind of where the flavor of coleslaw dressing comes from, is you've got this balance of the sour from the apple cider vinegar we're going to add next, and you've got some sweet from the sugar and the maple syrup. And then probably my favorite ingredient in this, outside of the horseradish, is the celery seed. So I love the flavor of celery seed. And then, of course, we're going to add a little salt and pepper. And this is an easy dressing because you can there's no really method to this. We're just going to mix everything together into a bowl and make a nice dressing here.
Now, how much can you, for lack of a better word, batch up that? Like if you're big family or a socially distanced gathering.
In our restaurant, we make 20-pound batches of this. Today we're doing about a 1-pound batch. The recipe I gave to Indy Style is a 2-pound batch.
That's good family.
So, and this will shrink quite a bit as it sits. So we got our dressing all mixed together. We're simply just going to pour this over our slaw here. So this is cabbage, red cabbage, carrots, a little bit of green onion. You could, add just about anything you want to this. You can add more red cabbage and give it some more color. And then this is where I like to just use my hands. So I like to just massage the dressing into the cabbage and kind of squeeze it a little bit and release some of those juices. And
wake it up.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of the creaminess from the coleslaw is going to come from the liquid that's being stored in the cabbage and the carrots.
Excellent. Well, while you're doing that, what's the difference between Texas style versus, say, a Memphis style or St. Louis style, for that matter?
Well, so the way that I was introduced to barbecue was a Texas style barbecue. So it was, you smoke everything over hardwood, usually an offset smoker. We use a rotisserie smoker at the restaurant just for more consistency. But it's smoked over hardwood. Typically it's post oak or it's mesquite or pecan. So we kind of take the same method of barbecue, but instead of using post oak and mesquite, which we don't have in Indiana, we use a combination of local oak and local hickory.
Oh, okay.
So it's a little different. The flavor's not going to be the same as in Texas, but the method is the same, and we're really proud of our barbecue.
And it's your own unique flavor then.
Exactly. And it cooks for hours, and we incorporate a lot of smoke. Yeah. So
there we go. We're seeing it right there.
Yep. That's our smoker.
Oh, just wheel that thing to my driveway, would you please? Remind
heavy.
people where you're located.
We're at 6320 Guilford Avenue in Broad Ripple, right in the heart of Broad Ripple. We've got looks like a big garage. We've got one of the only buildings with a parking lot in Broad Ripple. So
that is some rare real estate that you have.
Exactly.
Pull up, get your takeout, take it home. He doesn't even care if you take credit for it. Yeah. All right, we got much more coming up. We're going to actually put that on a sandwich, right? We're doing a chicken sandwich later? Fantastic. We'll put the link on indystyle.tv.